Hey, welcome to Unleash Your Tennis. In today's lesson, I'm going to discuss the different forehand footwork stances and share some tips with you on how to use them correctly. Are you ready? Let's dive into today's lesson. Alright, let's talk about different stances in the forehand. Now, before that, let me share with you some terminology so that we have a common understanding. If you are a left-hander like me, your left leg will be known as the outside leg. Your right leg will be the inside leg. If you are a right-hander, alright, this leg will be the outside leg and your left leg will be the inside leg. Now, what is the open stance? The open stance looks like this, where your 2 feet is parallel to the baseline. So when you see people here with an open stance, it looks like this. 2 feet along the same line. Alright, it's parallel to the baseline. For the semi-open stance, you will find that the inside leg is about 45 degrees towards the net post. Looks like this. If you're hitting a semi-open, so the inside leg will be coming up this way and you're almost diagonal facing this side of the court. The next stance is the neutral stance, where both feet will be perpendicular to the baseline. So when you see people hitting with neutral stance, it looks like this. Alright, they're basically facing sideways, the shoulder is pointing to the net. The last one is the closed stance. Closed stance is where the inside leg crosses over the outside leg. So it looks like this. Alright. So when you see people hitting in closed stance, it looks like this. The back is almost facing the net. Alright, so these are the few stances: the open stance, semi-open, neutral, and closed. Now before I talk about the different usage of the different stance, let me share some ideas on what does good footwork means. Now to me, good footwork means that when I'm there, when I'm getting to the ball, I'm in perfect balance. Alright, I'm in perfect balance to strike the ball. I reach that in time, I reach that efficiently, such that I have balance, I have options to strike. Alright, whether I want to hit cross court, I want to hit it down the line, I have the option to decide what I want to do with the ball. After that, I have the efficiency to come back to recover for the next shot, and then I can continue with the rally. Now, poor footwork on the other hand will mean that you're often in a rush, you're off balance when you strike, you have little option, you may just have to put the ball over and see what the opponent can do to the ball. Alright, so knowing what is good footwork is crucial, because when the ball comes, you'll know what to do and you execute the correct shot. Let's talk about the usage of the open stance. Now generally, open stance forehand is mostly used when I need to run out to hit a wide forehand. Alright, so when I'm facing that ball over there, I need to run towards the ball and I need to establish a balance. So open stance will be the best use for this ball. Alright, so when I split step, I move to the ball, I want to achieve balance and allows me to rotate to strike the ball. The open stance is the best stance to use in this situation. Alright, another usage for the open stance is when you encounter a high short ball, alright, approaching somewhere here. That's where you see some pros using the open stance. They'll load up and then they'll jump up to strike the high short ball. Alright, you see this very often among pro players where they see a high short ball, they load up this way and then they jump up to attack the ball. The last situation to use the open stance is when you encounter a fast ball coming to you where you have lesser time to react and you just want to use open stance to block the ball back. Alright, so these are the usage of an open stance: running out wide, a high middle short ball, and fast balls coming at you. For the semi-open stance, I'll use a situation where the ball is slightly away from the middle. As you can see, I place this ball, which is about 2 to 3 feet away from the middle. So the way that I approach this ball is I move towards the ball. I want to step in with the inside leg, right this way, so that when I strike the ball, I can rotate and I can bring my outside leg forward. So this way, right? So for my semi-open stance, I'll use in this situation, I step in, I hit, and I square up after I hit the ball. Alright, so that's the use of the semi-open stance. For the neutral stance, there are a few situations where you can use this type of footwork pattern. Number one is when the ball is in the middle. Alright, I can turn to neutral stance to strike this ball. Another two situations are when I have short ball, one low short ball, and one medium height kind of short ball. Let me show you. Now for the neutral stance, I can also use them on short balls. Alright, let's say the ball over here is a low short ball. As I approach this ball, I'm going to switch to a neutral stance. Alright, I strike this ball and I might have the momentum to keep me going to the net. Alright, so I repeat again. As I approach this ball, I switch to a neutral stance, I strike, and I quickly transit to the net. Another situation is where this ball is a medium height short ball. Right? I can switch to neutral stance and I execute a front foot hop so that it aids me to going to the net. Alright, so it looks this way. If it's a medium height short ball, I move to a neutral stance, front foot hop, and I go. Alright, so for the neutral stance, you can use for middle ball, a low short ball, or a medium height short ball. The last stance that I want to talk about is the close stance. Now, in the beginning of lesson, I mentioned that for the close stance, your inside leg crosses over to the outside leg. Alright, it looks like this. So, most of the time, we seldom use the close stance because you'll find that it is very difficult for you to rotate. Alright, you find that this part is jammed up. It's very difficult for me to rotate to strike the forehand. So, the only situation that we might use the close stance is the return of serve. Alright, so let's say I want to return a serve from here. The opponent hits a wonderful slice serve. Alright, I need to stretch out. I may be doing this to return the shot. Alright, now in this situation, the priority is to return the serve. So in terms of the stance, I might be using a close stance just to return the ball to the opponent. Alright, so that will be the use of the close stance in this situation. To recap the lesson, we have discussed several footwork stances, namely the open stance, the semi-open stance, the neutral stance, and the closed stance. I also talked about some key ideas to good footwork. You must be able to get to the ball efficiently, such that you are in time and have different options to strike the ball. You are in perfect balance when you hit, and you can recover for the next shot efficiently. I hope you learned some great knowledge today, and be sure to apply them to your tennis. Now remember, knowledge is good, and knowledge with action is even better. If you like this video, do give me a thumbs up. Now, since you are in my tennis community, I want to introduce this special product called TopspinPro. My friends at TopspinPro has invented this special product to help tennis players learn how to hit with topspin within minutes. Personally, I've purchased 2 sets and I've used them for my tennis lessons. My students have found them easy to use and they can learn how to hit with topspin within minutes. If you are interested to find out TopspinPro, do click on the special link right in the description section below to find out more. That's all from me today. I'll see you in the next lesson.